Hey everyone, my name is Michael Tran. I am the UI UX designer for the GraphHS team. I'm here along with Kyle and Jacob, who are the developers. And let's get started. So we came up with the idea, and our idea was since mathematic courses are a requirement for all CS students, how can we help them generate graphs with multiple equations in an efficient way that would allow them to validate mathematical equations? Select the equations they want to generate a graph of, and most importantly, save time so that they can participate in more important things, such as SacHacks 2021. So our ideal demographics includes computer science students, anyone who's interested in STEM, the age range from 14 to 25, and someone who's tech savvy. And here we have John Smith, a CS student, and he says, I wish there was a faster way to validate and graph a list of equations that I have. So we kicked off our project by creating some low fidelity wireframes for the website and then smartphone. And once we decided on how the website would look like, now it's time to make some high fidelity wireframes. After we have the high fidelity wireframes, then we can start prototyping it and then conduct user testing. So here's a sample video of how the web application would work. So the users would upload a text file, and it'll read it and generate the text, the output, the equations. So the users will input how many graphs they want to create, and then they're going to enter a number from the list and hit generate. And then the graph will be generated. Okay, next slide. All right, next, we're going to conduct usability testing to ensure that the colors are WCAG compliant and that they're accessible for people with color blindness. And to alleviate the pain points, we've provided affordances to guide the users where to input necessary data and buttons to click on for a user-friendly experience. All right, now I'll pass it over to Jacob to talk more about the development aspect of this project.
All right. So for the development phase, we decided to go with Java because that is what I was comfortable with, and what my friend was my other teammate Kyle was very comfortable with. He only worked in Java and C++, and my strengths were Python, Java, HTML, CSS. So I decided, hey, if you don't want to take the time to learn Python, let's find a middle ground. And JSP was exactly our middle ground. Here is a snippet of code. In this snippet of code, you can see that we have a row. This is basically the component of the website where the user will upload a file, a text file. They will upload a text file with valid equations. It will read it into a Java file and use an external API to display that equation. In this snippet of code over here, this is our main function. This is where we read in the file. This is an older snippet of code when we started, and basically what we wanted to do was before we connected it to JSP, we wanted it to work on terminal. So here, it's a it reads in the file. It reads in the file and puts it into a hash map, links each equation with a number, and only uses TXT and CSV, of course, and reads the file and also puts it into hash map so it's easier to manipulate it and throw that equation into the API so it can be graphed.
All right, so this was a great learning experience for all of us. Not only were we able to exercise our programming and design practice, we've learned that in order to accomplish our goals, we had to establish a shared language, get constant feedback, and continue to reiterate. And before we go, I've included a link to our prototype in this slide, and that wraps up our presentation for the GraphHS web application. Thank you and have a good day.